podcast. Our goal is to help you create happiness through growth. And the best way to do that is to kill every day and own your fucking life. I'm Bwanka. I'm your host. It's episode 42, and it's time to bring that hot fire. Today I'm joined by a special guest. He goes by the name of Steve, former athlete, founder of TFT Fitness, head strength coach at Journey to Excel, and most recently, motivational speaker. He's been killing it on Instagram. What are you on, episode 78 now?
Yeah, 78 is coming up this week.
Okay, man. I see you out there just bringing that pure fire weekly, Monday, getting us going.
That's it, man. I just want to find a way to bring the fire to people. And, some people got that internal motivation, but some people need, to watch a video and kick their butt into gear. So that's what we try to do.
Okay. And so, how's your day going today, man?
It's going good. We just got finished up at the gym. Me and Ryan came up over here, and I'm super excited to be here. Since Sammy told me about Continual Growth and the way you guys are running the podcast, I've been wanting to get on the show. So I'm super amped to be here, man.
Okay, man. Yeah. So you came here. You brought your camera guy. Shout out to the camera guy. Ryan's in the house.
What up, Ryan? We're always gonna need that content, Gaines.
Yeah, no, we're always gonna need that content. Okay, so what I want you to do first is just walk us a little bit through your growth journey and let us know how fitness has played like a massive role in it.
Man, fitness is kind of been around me my whole life. I've always been that kid that was, athletic growing up. Mm-hmm. I played a lot of sports growing up. I found, hockey, basketball, and then football is what, really caught my eye, and I turned my passion to that. And I basically, I played high school level, went to college, got my full ride. Mm-hmm. And, the whole journey I was playing football. And then, while I was in college, Instagram came around, and I was like, man, I really think this thing's going to pop. So I started putting out videos and made the TFT Fitness. And then that kind of sparked the evolution of how I started just, really getting into training every single day, and then, videoing it and stuff like that. So training is and fitness itself has played a huge role in my life. It really saved my life when my football career ended and I was going through a rough time. It was really, what motivated me to keep going. And I always found my passion would come back, being back in the gym. And eventually I got to the point where I'm like, I love being there so much, they might as well pay me to be there. And then that's kind of what happened.
Okay, so I know you said you were playing football, and for football, like one of the main things is like you got to be in the gym, you got to be working out, you got to be bigger, faster, stronger.
Always.
So when you stopped playing football, that was probably the reason why you were working out.
Yeah.
So what gave you that drive to be like, I want to keep working out and I want to work out as hard as I was when I was playing football or even harder?
So the biggest thing with me was when I was training for football, it's always trying to get better, trying to level up. Like you said, when I didn't have that anymore, instead of being about myself, it turned into, how can I add value for other people?
Hey.
How can I add value? A kid that was my age, when I didn't know what to do, I wish I had someone to be that person to tell me, hey, this is the exercises you need to do. If you play this sport, you need to do this. If you play that sport, you need to do that. And it kind of evolved into however I can help people attain their goals, I'm going to do it. And, since I felt that I couldn't achieve my goal per se, I would do everything I could to help people achieve theirs.
Okay, man, that's dope. Because I even remember, when I used to love basketball, I'd do anything for basketball. Yeah. I would work out, and my goal, every time I was moving weight, it was for I want to be better at basketball. And the day that I stopped playing basketball, I remember I was working out and I was struggling, and I just why the hell am I pushing this shit so hard? I'm like, what? I just dropped the weight and walked out. So I know exactly what you're talking about when you said I got hit with that depression started to hit, and you didn't have that why anymore.
Yeah.
So now you got back into working out and you created TFT Fitness. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about TFT Fitness.
So like I said, I started what was called the football trainer. A lot of people don't know where TFT stands from, but that's what my first Instagram was. And it was basically I knew I was a football player, so I was putting out videos to help, people that were playing ball. And then what it evolved into was I started training all sorts of athletes, hockey players, soccer players, everything. And then, even just regular people would hit me up, be like, do you only train football players? And I'm like, nah, this has to stop. So I changed it to TFT Fitness, just so people would know that, hey, anybody can get it. I'm here to help anybody, and we add value wherever we can. So that's just kind of how it stemmed. And then, now we have the Gaines Gang, and it turned into merchandise, motivational speaking, and it's kind of evolved into its own as a brand.
Okay, so let's move over a bit and we'll talk a little bit about the motivational speaking. So tell us how you got started with motivational speaking and just how, like, I know you're enjoying it, but tell us the feeling you're getting from it.
Man, I really love it, and I'm sure you can relate. Is when you're adding value to people, and sometimes people don't know what they don't know, and when you can shine a light on something that may seem insignificant to you but may be very significant to someone else, especially in terms of mindset, which a lot of people struggle with on a day-to-day basis.
100%.
So like I was telling you before, when I played ball, I would always, I'd be the captain or whatever, and I'd try to give speeches before the game. And then
you were getting everybody
I try to get everyone fired up, and then I kind of just carried that on to, my Instagram, and I tried to be that person that was there to, fire people up. And then eventually it just kind of sparked into like, this isn't enough. Like, I feel like I need to be helping more people, more ears need to hear what I have to say, because I'm learning all the time, and I just want to share everything I'm learning with all these people because it's changed my life. And I know even if it's one or two people in the crowd that hear and it changes there, that's huge for me. So I started reaching out to schools. I started reaching out to churches. Wherever I can, spread the message, I'm going to do it. So that's kind of just how it started, and ball's been rolling ever since.
That's amazing. Do you have like one story or something where someone's reached out to you and been like, yo, I heard you speak here and you helped change my life, or anything like that?
Yeah, man. Actually, one person just recently reached out to me. It was very heartwarming. And he basically told me, he's like, man, I've been following you since day one. He's like, I think you only had like 100, 200 followers. He's like, I was really struggling with football, and I thought I was going to quit, and he was in high school at the time. And then, I talked to him. He reached out to me, and I talked to him, and he watched all the Motivation Mondays and continued to follow my page. And he basically told me that because of all these Motivation Mondays and stuff, he kept going, and now he just got a D1 scholarship, and he's playing the U.S., and he's telling me he's got dreams to go to the NFL, and I told him, hey, go get it, boy. So that was a big one for me.
Right there.
Yeah, and it was just it actually just happened the other day, and it was, sometimes you don't even realize the impact that you have, and it's like, man, there's no better feeling than that. No amount of money, nothing could compare to that. Just to know that you help somebody achieve their goals, like that's all I've ever been about, man. That's the real Gains gang right there.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I know like a lot of people, like not everybody played sports, and not everybody's gonna understand like the mentality of someone who plays sports.
Right.
So how do you think sports relates to life?
I think there's so many things, and just in terms of teamwork and the efficiency, and at the end of the day, you really need to be disciplined to play sports, especially if you want to be good.
Yeah.
So you have to have the mentality of, okay, in my day, what am I going to set aside that I can evolve my game? So maybe it has to be go to the gym. Maybe it has to be watching film. Maybe it has, these specific things that, you may not do and get away with it. But if you do it and push it and pursue it, that's how you get great. And I think it's the same thing as life. If you stay disciplined and you stay consistent, and you're surrounding yourself with people which are teammates, but in life it could be, friends and family that are helping you evolve. It's always going to add value and help you get better. And I think that's super special, man. And I think that sports, and especially football, really gave me the drive and the motivation to do what I do now. It just really changed my life, and it instilled that discipline in me, it instilled that hunger and that drive to always constantly level up and get better.
That's dope, man. That's dope. All right, so I know you got a movement. It's called the grind never stops.
Yeah.
Never stop grinding.
Yeah.
And so go a little deeper into that and just tell us like, what's the importance of like never stopping?
Yeah, it's like the grind never stops, and I say, the gains never sleep. And people are like, but you need rest to get gains and like this. I'm like, listen, the gains don't sleep. You need rest. Yeah. Your body needs rest, but there's always something to do. It could be any single time of the day, whether it's hop on Instagram and make a post if you're a business, or, call up somebody and try to find a way to add value, or get up and go for a run, or whatever it is. It's like life never stops for anybody. You have a short amount of time. And I think something that I learned that a lot of people don't understand or grasp the concept until later is that life is short, and tomorrow's promised to nobody. And the sooner you realize that, the harder you're going to work towards what you want. And a lot of people will say, well, how do you know what you want? I'm just like, look, if someone were to offer you, unlimited money to do anything you wanted, what would that be? Chase your passion, do what you love to do. Like, not everyone's meant to go out and be a millionaire and do certain things. Like, that's not what it's about. It's doing what you love and what you enjoy. And if you can find that in life, and you can find how to add value to not only to yourself but to other people, I think that is what success is. Just living life, in the moment, and just like, that's the grind never stops. Like, that's what it is.
Just live your passion, stay productive.
Always be productive. That's it.
I like all that. Okay, so now, like, I see you in the gym all the time, and it's called Journey to Excel.
Yeah, Journey to Excel. That's where we get it.
So let's talk a little bit about more about Journey to Excel. Sure. And the people that you're training and what's happening throughout their lives.
So at Journey to Excel, right now we have in season, a lot of the hockey players are in season that we train, so it's dominantly hockey players there. It's at the MasterCard Center. It's where the Maple Leafs practice. And, we train everybody from kids all the way up to the pros.
What's your favorite to train?
Honestly, like, I love working with everybody, and, the older guys are probably going to be mad at me for this, but I love working with the kids because you can actually see the progress. Like, if you get a pro guy come in, he's already... a stud athlete, he already may be in his ways, and like,
it's very minimal.
Yeah,
very small, but it makes a big difference.
You can make changes, but you can, they're already built machines. They're pros already. But like, when you see a kid that can't even do a squat, and all of a sudden he's squatting and box jumping and doing all this stuff, it's just like, and you had a role in that. I think that's something special, and I love that. I love that part of my job, man. It's just helping people grow.
And I know, like, a lot of the kids that you're training, like, these kids are going. They're trying to go pro. A lot of them. Yeah. So what's the difference? Like, what makes someone good and what makes someone great?
I think that the main thing that the proof is in the pudding. And I think we all know it's the person that shows up every day. So I've had some kids, over the past 3 years that I've been there, I've watched them go from just AAA players to playing in the OHL. And those guys, more often than not, is just every morning they show up. Whether they're tired.
What time?
They're there at 7:45. And these are guys in high school, elementary school. They go on the ice. Yeah. They come work out. They do shooting. They watch film, and then they go to school. Damn. And like by noon.
So they want it.
So like these guys are hungry, and it's like some of them are just. They're there, they're going through the motions because they have to be there. Their parents put them in the program, so they're just kind of there. But, the elite guys, they're there and they're finding ways to add value. Yeah. And they're listening to everything the coach has to say. And, like, not every kid is going to be like that, and I understand that. It's not for everybody. Yeah. But the kids that are great, man, they are hungry and they're driven. And it's like, I don't have to motivate them because they're already motivated to get better. And then when they see people grinding, they feed off it. And it's something special, you know what I mean?
That's dope, and you're probably getting all that energy too, and then that's how you feel. Like, man, I got 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds out here putting in work. Like, yo, I gotta go ham in my work.
That's it, man. I've seen, and the craziest thing is when I started working with the Olympic sledge hockey team, that really gave me another different level of fire, man. Because anytime I thought I was having a bad day, and I see these guys come in, a lot of them have disabilities, they're rolling up in wheelchairs or whatever it is. Yeah. And man, they have no chill. Like, they are just beast grinding, beast mode all day, every day. And it's just like, I'll train those guys and I'm like, let me go snatch something. Like, it's just, I love it, and it's just so much passion there.
Okay, sick. All right, so I know you got a Continual Growth 21s board.
Yes.
Tell us about some of the habits you've created and just how these rituals are helping you from day to day.
Man, so the first one was I was really inconsistent with my diet, and when Sammy was around, so I wrote down, start meal prepping. So it was like for those days, and then I'd always meal prep here and there, but like this made it consistent. Yeah. And so now my staple is easy. Every Sunday I can meal prep. The next one I did was read 15 minutes every single day. And then I added that and kind of instilled that. And some days I might miss a day, but more often than not, a book's getting opened. And, because we all know books are, the cheat code to life. Yeah, they're just straight knowledge. Man, it's a cheat code. And it kind of just leveled off that. So now I just find different things that are going to help me grow. And it's like continuous growth, man. It's like that's what life is all about. It's about being better than who you were yesterday. We mess up, we make mistakes, just own those mistakes, and it's going to add value in the long run. And I think that board has really helped me acknowledge that. And man, I love it, man. I love what you guys are doing. That's why I'm so amped to be here, be on this podcast with you guys, man. Of course.
Okay, so even before you got the board, like you've done a lot of work to get to where you are.
Yes.
What would you say is like maybe one or two like key things that helped you get to where you are today?
One main thing I think is just being consistent. Like, there were so many times I didn't want to wake up and go to the gym and work a 16-hour day and drive from Brampton to Mississauga to Etobicoke to Toronto, then back home, get home 11 o'clock, and then wake up and go do it all again tomorrow. But it was just the consistency of just keeping going and then constantly learning and, taking courses, adding value. All that, in a nutshell, is made me who I am today. And even now, it's like I always want to learn, and I think that discipline and consistency has really helped me grow. And then another thing I think has just been my faith, man. I honestly, like I wear 3 crosses, but I got this one here, but it's just, God has really given me the strength to move forward. And every morning when I wake up, I pray. And that's a habit of mine that I think really just gives me strength for the day, because it gets me mentally focused. And I just say, help me add value, show me the way. And for me, I'm not asking him for stuff. I just ask him, let me do your will. Let me do what you want me to do. And I think that, whether you're religious or not, when you have a ritual in the morning where you can just get yourself mentally prepared for the day, I think it goes a long way. And without God, I wouldn't be here and doing what I do. And I know that he has paved this path for me, and it's bigger than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope, man. You're putting in work daily. You're helping people come up daily.
That's it.
So so now let's give the viewers some tips, because like, man, I see you. I used to be a personal trainer. I know a lot about fitness. Yeah. I'm trying to give people like insight on fitness.
That's it.
But I see you, and right when you got here, I started asking you questions. Yeah. I'm like, this is somebody that I can learn more about fitness from.
Absolutely.
So, what would be like your number one tip that you would give to somebody that's in fitness, who's a beginner? We'll start with a beginner.
If you're a beginner, don't get so caught up in the end product. I think it's just little goals. So create little goals for yourself. So maybe you can't do a push-up. Okay, first goal, do a push-up. Then do 5 push-ups. Mm-hmm. It's like little goals and just being consistent. Day in and day out, work at it. And don't be stuck in the thing where I need to do this certain thing to get there. Yeah. Be open to learn new things. Watch videos. Go talk to people. If you really need help and you don't know what to do, find someone that can guide you in the right way, because you're going to be 10 times more productive. Don't look for that quick, 2-week shred or like that quick fix. Mm-hmm. Look for the consistent, constantly getting better, level up type of mentality, and you're going to go much further into your fitness journey than you would just looking for that quick fix.
Okay, so now what about somebody they've been working out for a while, they're doing pretty good, but they hit that plateau and they're not really seeing any results?
I think the main thing is, first you got to look at 2 things. One, look at your nutrition. Are you eating right? Because that's 80% of it. If you don't have the right diet and you're not getting the right macros and micros, then you're never ever going to get that shredded physique that you want. Mm-hmm. And number 2 is look at your programming. Okay, if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a program that's phased in for 4 weeks and then phased out, and then with like a deload week and a set plan for you to level up and progress, then you need to start reevaluating what you're doing. Like if you're just going to the gym, like, okay, maybe I'll do the stairs, I'll just hit the walker or go on the bike. You gotta have a plan. I think that applies to everything in life. If you don't have a plan, then you're wasting your time.
100%. Okay, so now somebody who's advanced and they're just like, okay, like I'm doing good. I'm getting gains, moving forward, but like I want to get to that. I want to get to the next level. How do I get to the next level?
I think the next level is to diversify. Maybe you're stuck in a set way of training. I know a lot of powerlifters that that eventually you get bored of just doing bench, squat, and deadlifts. Like try to diversify your training. Hang around people that are doing other stuff. Constantly level up, learn, grow, and evolve. And when you start doing other things, it makes it more fun. You know what I mean? Like I barely do calisthenics, but when I hang out with Carlito, we're doing handstands and stuff. It's challenging, and I can't do it. And I'm like, hey, I need to work on that, and it makes it more fun. Even though I work out every day, there's always something that you need to work on. You're never too good to get better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. All right, man. This is a really good episode. Yeah. But let's finish with one thing that you would want to tell people just to help them just move forward with continual growth, with fitness, whatever it is. Yeah. If you could just say one thing to somebody, what would it be?
I think the biggest thing is I read this book. It's called You Can't Afford the Luxury of a Negative Thought. Change your mindset, change your life.
Hey.
You have to be positive. Okay? No matter what it is, let the dust settle. Give it time. Everything happens for a reason. Stop tripping over the little things. If it won't matter in 5 years, then don't give it more than 5 minutes of your time. Stop wasting time on the little stuff. Stop being miserable. Go out and be happy. You got one life. That's it. Positive mindset. That's what my advice would be.
Hell yeah, man. Okay, you're bringing that hot fire.
Let's go.
We told you.
Let's go.
Okay, so tell us where we can find you online.
Check me out. I'm on all social media platforms. My website's at TFT Fitness Family. My IG's at TFT_fitness. On Facebook at TFT Fitness Family and on Twitter at TFT Fitness. And we're just out there getting it every single day. We're always dropping content, so check it out. And if you like it, then let me know. Hit me up and comment on that.
Hell yeah, man. every Monday, check it out.
Yeah.
Motivation Monday is popping off. And what did you say you were starting now? The
Motivation Minute. So it's just a 1 minute clip. I'll bring out an episode. Because a lot of them are like 5-6 episodes. I get people can't watch the whole thing all the time. So we're just, I'm trying to find the value in the Motivation Mondays and give it to the people. And it's called Motivation Minute. So all it takes is 60 seconds and you might get a golden nugget that you can apply to your everyday life.
All right. I'm going to put you on the spot right now.
Let's go.
30 seconds to 1 minute. It's a Motivation Monday right now. 1 minute clip. Hit us with something.
Okay. So, my big thing is a lot of people are sleeping in this world. It's time to wake it up or time to wake them up. So whatever you're doing, look at your life right now and analyze, are you happy doing what you're doing? Because if you're not, it's time for a change. And stop pointing fingers and stop making excuses and go and look in the mirror and figure out what it is that you need to do to make those changes. So when you start owning your mistakes, when you start owning your faults and you stop pointing fingers and blaming other people, it's crazy what happens because you start to level up and you start to learn for ways to get better. And I think that's one of the biggest things that people neglect to do because it's so easy to be like, oh, I didn't make my football team because of this, or I didn't get that job because of this, or this person made me do. Man, shut up. Like, go
that's cool,
own your mistakes, and because those mistakes are gonna help you level up and progress, and then go be a badass. Go do whatever you want to do. Stop pointing fingers and blaming people, man.
Start owning your life.
Let's go. Own your damn life, man.
So you heard it here. You heard it from Steve. You heard his whole journey, everything he's doing, Motivation Mondays, and basically he's saying like what we're saying, like you need to own your life.
Own it.
Just take accountability for the mistakes you make and go chase after whatever it is that you want. So continual growth is a movement that creates happiness through growth. And by helping others, it helps us grow. It helps you grow. Everybody's growing. So tell a friend about the podcast. Subscribe if you haven't already. And most importantly, if you enjoyed this episode or you've been getting value from this podcast, please rate and review because that's what gets us traction and helps us grow. So we'd love for you to become a part of this movement. Follow us on Instagram at Continual Growth. We put on daily content to help you grow. And if you've got questions, slide in the DM. We've got answers. And until next week, kill every day and own your fucking life.
Let's go.
Bless up.
Bless up.